Okay, we have 11. That's fine. Okay, so welcome, guys. Thank you for joining the Non-Immigrant Student IG Live. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Tolulokpe Olukomi, and I'm a current graduate student at Cornell University here in the US. And today, I decided to take a visit to Europe, as the topic implies, and to pick my friends, Imelda and Chiagoro, to tell us about their travel lives. So I've been getting questions like, and we're going to answer this question today, Imelda, where una they see this money? So that's a question I've gotten a lot of times. So
sorry.
I hope that you can tell us today, you and Chiagoro can tell us where you guys see this money to travel. But before we start, I would also remind you guys to please use the Q&A section in case I might not be paying attention to the commentary. But then shout out to all my friends who I know will hold down the comment section. So now I'll let you introduce yourself, Imelda, and I'll say how we met. It's the ritual here on this podcast. So who are you, and what has the Lord done for you? So what the Lord has done for you.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Hi guys, I'm Imelda Godswill, or Imelda Godswill. I'm a recent graduate of Teesside University from the course Visual Effects and Animation. So I just finished, and if you know the UK job market, you know the hustle is real. So we're on it, and we'll conquer.
Amen.
Anyway, I think that's like the brief introduction.
Okay. But I might need you to be more audible as well, so that.
Oh, you can't hear me?
I can, but I'm trying to record as well.
Oh,
yes. So I might not be here. No, that's fine. That's fine. So I would also want us to say how we met. I'll say my version first. How I knew you. I mean, so both of us finished from Cornell University, as most of you might or might not know. And Imelda finished from computer engineering. I was in chemical engineering. And I just knew her as this fashion girl who liked to dress up, who liked to look good, And she was now really smart. And then she happened to be roommate with one of my classmates as well. And then now last year, we have, hi Chigi, hi.
Hi.
Ovie, thank you so much, Ovie.
You have to be turning like this to look at you.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're the other way.
My phone how is it now?
Yes, it's better now.
It's fine. Yes, Eagles, yes.
I know, right?
I think you have to send your question. I saw your question about, but I think you might need to put it in the question section so I don't miss it. Okay. So Chiagoro, we're just introducing ourselves now. Send them how I met, how I really have come to know and admire Imelda from afar. In the future, I want Imelda to have I want her to be my personal stylist, So I've been following her like actively. Yes. And then she finished with the first class. You too, Chigi, finished the first class. And then I also tried to push her to be my assistant floor chaplain in 500 level. All those our CU days.
I know, let me rest.
Yeah, okay, but I will let you say your own version of the story, Imelda. So, do you remember the first time we met each other, we saw each other?
I've been seeing you around, I knew in camp, but I think it was when we became floor mates. There you were now the floor chaplain of our floor, and you never allowed me purposely miss the prayers on Saturday. And I was like, who is this girl going to my life?
That sounds very much like Tolu. That sounds very much like...
She'll be like, I know you're stressed from schoolwork and everything, but don't worry. Bring your troubles to the Lord. I'm like,
oh my God, that's not how I sound. Stop. Okay, and Chiagoro, so do you want to introduce yourself? I think all of us just knew Chiagoro as the person who would most likely be the best graduating student in our College of Engineering. So that's who Chiagoro was. He was like that smart kid, that engineering uncle in electrical engineering. So can you introduce yourself?
It was really our uncle.
Nice haircut, Ahaotu. I'm here for it. Ehime, I see you. Okay, so Chigi, please introduce yourself.
Okay, hi guys, hi everyone. My name is Chiagoro, and I graduated from Covenant University 2018. Yeah, we all finished 2018, and I studied electrical engineering in Covenant, and currently I'm running a master's program in Offshore Renewable Energy Engineering, which is under the Erasmus Mundus Scholarship, and by virtue of my program, I will be studying, or rather I have studied in 2 countries and I'm moving to my 3rd country. So so it's been fun there, right? Because, it's not just about studying. So you also have you have to study, and you also have the fun side of studying, which is traveling for me, because I love traveling. I actually love adventure. I love to explore places. I love to visit places. And so this was a perfect program for me.
Yeah.
I just jumped on there yeah. So that's it for me. And I'm currently in Spain. Yeah. And so I guess we'll talk about my travels with that.
Yes,
so.
we will. So this is kind of podcast style. So I would ask you. So now I'm going to focus on Imelda now. So Imelda, why did you choose to study in the UK? Before we get into I'm trying to make people follow this story. So why the UK? Why did you choose to do a master's? And why in visual effects? I had someone tell me that, oh my God, it's your course for me. So why did you choose to study visual effects and animation?
Sorry, you have to laugh first. I didn't want to study in the UK. I actually wanted to study in Norway. In fact, I was more interested in the Erasmus thingy Chiagoro is on. But the time for the application was gone, and so the next application was a year later. I wasn't prepared. My dad, in remembrance, wasn't prepared for me to waste an extra year for it. Then it was Germany. Then I don't know, the admission I got to Germany, there were so many up and downs. My dad was like, you know what, just come with your elder brother in the UK. So it was a last minute thingy. My dad obviously didn't want Canada. He didn't also want US. I don't know, for some obvious reasons. So yes, that is how I found myself.
No, I'm not going to let you throw that shade at Team US. No, there's no obvious reasons. There are no obvious reasons. Okay.
If we are all being honest, you know that the US, at one time,
watch it.
Your most priority,
It's still my priority. What are you telling me?
Okay. Yes, I appreciate that. I appreciate that honestly. Okay, so I asked why did you choose to study visual animation as well from computer engineering? What prompted that?
Okay, it was my love for editing videos. So while in school, I was heading this talk show called Science with Imelda.
Yeah.
Yada yada yada. So I had workers, and they were charging me too much for editing my videos. So that was when I took it upon myself to learn video editing. And when I did, and I'll be fell in love with it. So when I was trying to study a master's, I was like, I really don't want to go into engineering again because of the struggle.
Amen.
Amen. I don't want that again for some obvious reasons. I just stopped Chiagoro throughout my final year.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to disturb any other person. Anyways, you still disturb people. So I was like, I want to harness my creative side. And so checking through different creative courses that had to do with technology and the rest, animation and visual effects seemed really interesting. And also then I just started getting to know about the whole VR glasses and the future of VR. So I was like, ooh, this seems really cool. And making you experience places and things without actually being there. So I was like, I would love to be behind the works of these things. So that was how I chose.
Interesting. Okay, so just before I come to you, Chiagoro. So Imelda, would you say you chose traveling or traveling chose you? Chiagoro has told us how he loves to travel. So for you, what was it what made you decide? Or for me, I think traveling chose me because when I came here, I had to I couldn't stay in Ithaca, which I call a beautiful village. I had to go stay with family because it was so boring up there. So, but for you, what made you to decide, I want to travel to this many countries? And you can also, please feel free to list how many countries you've been to since you started your master's, please. Yeah.
The funny thing is that the countries I've been to, it was not just when I started my master's, if I'm being honest. I love going out. So in my family, they know my leg doesn't stay one place. So it started from traveling within any city I was. So I grew up in Abuja. So in Abuja, I went to all the smaller places. I started from restaurants. And my dad really had a real good input in this because every weekend growing up, he would take me for dates, take me to go and see nice artifacts, museums. And I love the history about things and places. So growing up, I was like, I have to continue this because it was really part of me. So when I finished Abuja, then when I moved to Lagos, my 1 year in Lagos, I went to almost 1/3 of the places in Lagos. But before then, I had traveled to Ghana and Dubai. I went to Dubai with my dad. That was after graduation in CU. So it was just it was a thing naturally. From going to little places, I started expanding my reach. So when I came to the UK, it was now I'm going to do this on my own. So we moved.
Yeah, but when you mean you're going to do this on your own, so okay, that brings me to my next question. do you sit and like plan and decide, okay, I'm actively going to travel? Like, is travel some form of escape for you? If in fact I was going to ask you if it's a form of escape from studying, or like why do you as a student, how do you sit and decide and say, I'm going to spend my money, part of my money is part of my personal funds is going to go towards travel. So how do you, as a master student, what made you decide I will save? Are there savings, or we're just naturally wealthy? Like, where, please always put in mind the background question you're answering is where una they see this money. Shout out to you, Ovi. So like, so
okay. For me, traveling is an escape. I would say traveling and fashion is a vice for me. So the same way people take drinking, partying, for me, it's traveling and fashion. Like, when I'm super stressed, I like to style myself or shop for clothes. It's kind of weird, but this is just me. Or I'll just take myself out, take a walk, go to the museum and just relax my nerves. So that was it for me. So I don't eat much. So this is what helps me. So if you're not a foodie, you can now channel your income for another thing. So for me, that's what I do most of the time. So I can eat like once a day and I'm full. It's not like a thing for me. So I channel most of my funds towards traveling and fashion. And for traveling, honestly, you have to plan on time. Like, if you want to travel next year, you have to plan from this year. That for me, though.
Okay, so I think I'll need a typical example. So when I remember being on your Instagram when you traveled, was in Morocco or so, and I was such in awe. I was like, how did she leave school to go to Morocco? So can you just take that as a case study? So how did you decide, I am going to Morocco, I am booking this flight? How many years, how many months did it take? Or even within the UK? Like, how did you decide, I am taking this trip to Germany and all that? Yeah.
Okay, so before I came to the UK, I've been seeing people in Marrakesh. I'm like, it's Marrakesh. Where are you? We're going to be together. So when I was planning for my accommodation and everything, I already started telling myself, see, where you're living, you just have to be decent. Nothing extra. So I started telling myself, look for a moderate accommodation. Yes, my dad wanted me to stay in suite. No, not in suite. In a studio apartment. But being an Igbo girl, Akwa-Ibom girl, I had to maximize my money. So I was like, I'll stay in a shared accommodation for the first year and it will help me make more friends because I'm new to the country and all of that. And then channel the rest towards things I really wanted to do on my own, like traveling. So that was it for me. And then, even before I came, I started researching agencies that go to Morocco. The best time to visit Morocco that isn't peak period, so that flights to be cheap, accommodation or hotel to be cheap. So I had a book. I wrote everything down. How much miscellaneous.
Can you give a range? Are you okay with giving a range of how much it costs? Were you working in school at the time? Are you okay with giving a range of how much it costs? Like, from a student perspective right now, if I have only £500 in my account, how can I plan to travel to Marrakesh? Basically.
If you have how much in your account?
£500. Is that too much?
You travel? You come again and you travel again.
Okay, so what's the minimum amount? So how much do you think people can travel with? Because in my mind, I'm like, it feels like such a big amount of money.
So when this was before pre-corona, so I don't know about now for Marrakesh specifically, but so obviously if you're coming to Nigeria, you need a visa to Morocco. And the visa, if you're applying from UK, would take highest a week to arrive when you apply. So the visa cost £90, so £92 when I applied. So that's £92 off your £500, for instance. Then I chose a budget-friendly flight. Ryanair is like the best flight for all these quick trips in and out of places for like people that are on a budget, because they help you save. So for instance, if you're trying to Marrakesh for 5 days, obviously you're not going to pack a lot. So instead of paying the same amount for a flight with people who are having like 2 luggages, there's an opportunity for you to pay for just yourself, since if you're not carrying anything, or just a small handbag.
So you didn't carry luggage?
So it has slashed your price automatically.
You didn't carry any checked-in bags?
I did, but even that has its own special price. Okay. So if you're carrying a normal, no, I didn't carry check-in. I carried the hand luggage. I didn't carry check-in.
Wow. With all your clothes.
I spent 2 weeks, but yeah, there's technique for packing your clothes in a carry-on bag. So.
I see.
So yeah, so I obviously didn't pay as much as people who would take like a check-in bag, and people that even take a carry-on would pay even lesser than me. So this is how you start slashing your money.
Oh, I see.
So that's step one.
But when you, okay. Sorry.
Okay, so step two was in where am I going to stay in Marrakesh, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to stay in Marrakesh is a little bit more expensive because it's like the tourist attraction city. Marrakesh and Casablanca, those two cities are the most popular for tourists. So they're obviously going to be expensive, the hotels there. So what I did was I stayed in a hotel very close to Marrakesh because I wanted to spend more money on my tours. Like for me, I'm not going to really, just to come and sleep at night and wake up and move, because I was always going for tours every day. So for me, I was like, I need my tours to be well made and for me to enjoy my stay in this place. So I booked a cheaper accommodation, then spent more of my money on the tours, which were in Marrakesh. And the way the tours worked, the ones I booked for, they came to take me from my hotel. So I didn't have to think about, oh my God, how will I get here? So it was pre-planned. So this is how I managed my money and put it in what would actually benefit me or what I really wanted to do with it.
I see. And would you say you saved or the money just found you? So how did you get the money to make the plan? Wait, were you working as a student? I know a lot of people in UK don't usually work while in school, but I really want to know, how did this money come about?
Oh, for Marrakesh, I came to the UK. I hadn't even spent 2 months before I traveled to Marrakesh. So I already saved from Nigeria.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Okay.
Plus the cut downs I did from my accommodation, from restricting myself to my feeding plan, and ensuring I don't eat like a foodie. Yes. So this was how I put the money together.
Yeah. Okay. So last question before I go to Ahaotu. Would you say you got the best deals when you traveled? Is it just by planning earlier, or did you know someone, or were there student discounts? How were you able to get good deals? Wow. And do you have a Schengen visa, by the way? Because I know you also went to Germany, or how is traveling within the UK as well?
I think to me.
Yes.
I think it was.
No, I'm not. No, I said the last one before I got out. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I asked about your budget. So how are you able to get good deals? And then are you also on a Schengen visa? Because I know you've been to other places within the UK, within Europe. I'm sorry, within Europe. So how are you able to plan those trips as well?
Okay, yeah. So these trips, I made them in the heat of coronavirus last year. So they were also amongst my bucket list of countries I need to visit. So when Corona happened, obviously it put a toll. Then my dad died, so it obviously slowed down everything. But I was I'm really pressured, and I just really need to see something I've not been seeing. So I had to take that trip. I was if we die, we die. And then there were a lot of Corona checks poking that thing through your nose. Honestly, that was just annoying. So yes, I applied for a Schengen visa. My Schengen visa took 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I applied for my Schengen visa at London because then the Manchester office was closed due to Corona and all of the rest. So yes, I applied for the visa. And talking about how I saved for that. So yes, I still saved for that because whilst I was still studying, UK allows you to take part-time jobs. So I maximized my pay from my part-time jobs and saved for it. So I was supposed to take the trip around April. That was the same month I had a lot of loss. I had loss and everything. So plus the Corona intensified. So I now moved it. I was anytime they give a little opening, I'm going. So this was around September. They did. So I was I have to go now. So I was supposed to go to, it was actually supposed to be France first. It was supposed to be France, Italy, Germany, then Spain. But France joined the red list. Spain joined the red list. And I didn't want to be quarantined for how many days. And it was just, I was
How much was the cost of the Schengen visa?
So I got a France Schengen visa actually. So even when I got to Italy, they kept me for a while because they needed to verify, okay, why are you not going to France first as your visa said? So obviously they understood. So
but how much? Someone asked how much was it? How much was the Schengen visa?
The Schengen visa was 158 pounds then.
Okay. Yes. Interesting. Okay. Good luck to all people that earn in pounds and deal with pounds. Okay, so do you want to tell us before we discuss? I know you, even right now, I think you came back to. Are you now in Norway? I know you were on a trip recently.
Yeah, I'm back to Spain.
You're back to
I've
Spain.
been in France for like
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
8 years. So.
Exactly. And I know if people follow your Instagram pages, they'll be able to see like cities you've been to and all. But first of all, before you tell us how you started your travel journey, do you want to share just a bit about getting into the Erasmus program? You know, the background story of how you got here for others.
Okay, well, yeah, sure. Erasmus was not for me. It wasn't like something I planned to go for, right? Mm-hmm. The plan, like I said earlier, was to study in the US, and you know, like I got admitted to the US. I already saw myself living the American dream. You know, I was there for like for the summer program just after graduation. I was there for the summer, so I had expected to come back to the US, you know, to continue studying. I got admitted to NYU, by the way, and so you know, mm-hmm. I could see myself in walking the streets of Brooklyn, walking like I could actually
Manhattan.
See myself walking around, you know, like the day I was flying out of New York, in my heart I was like, no what, I'll see you in a bit. Mm-hmm. I'll see you in a bit. Little did I know that God had other plans for me, you know. So unfortunately the US didn't work out. So when that didn't happen, I had to start looking for other options. I had to start exploring other options, and that was when I did my research, and that was when I came across the Erasmus program. And to be honest, aside Erasmus, like that's a story for another day. I made application of over like 20 different applications to different schools. Mm-hmm. Name it. Like there's no country you would think of that I didn't send an application. Norway, Germany, I got offers in Norway, I got offers in Germany, I got offers in Canada. So like it was at the end of the day when I had to make a decision. One, largely for the course, because like I said, it's something that I really like. And secondly, the opportunities. You would agree with me that studying across 3 universities is something you don't just easily come by, right? Mm-hmm. So for me, it was going to be an experience. It is an experience, right? So, and that was it. And yeah, I love traveling.
I know you.
Actually, fun fact, I've been to like all continents apart from Asia.
Okay.
Asia and Australia. Yes, mm-hmm. Asia and Australia. I've been to South America, I've been to North America, I've been to Europe, I've been to Africa, obviously. Yeah. So, and for me, it's also like Imelda said, one of the things on my pocket is to tick like all the continents. So I think I can. If the Middle East can pass for Asia, then I've been to Asia. If the Middle East can pass for Asia,
so you would say traveling chose you, or you chose traveling? Like, which one is it?
Well, I think it's a mix of both because somehow, like from childhood, I've always loved traveling. Like I actually love to visit places. Unfortunately, our country is not one that you can, because of the insecurity and all that. Nigeria is actually a very good place to travel to. Like if we had like security, and imagine going to the north. And it's sad that I haven't actually been to a lot of places in Nigeria, apart from the south, east, and southwest. I haven't been to a lot of places. Yeah, I've been to Abuja. Maybe that will count for the north. But okay. So traveling is something I love to do, right?
I know. I think I also saw that did you attend a live match in Barcelona or when you traveled?
No, because of COVID, like a lot of things. So, but I went to Camp Nou. I went to the stadium in Madrid. But I don't know what it's called. Bernabeu. Yes, Bernabeu.
Do you have to pay to enter those stadiums?
Sorry.
Do you have to pay to go into those stadiums?
No. Okay. In Madrid, right? It was the stadium was under repairs. It's still under repairs. So but you have to pay to enter the the museum or something where they keep like their trophies, their jerseys. If you want to see all the trophies they've won, you can pay. But that day I didn't pay because one, I didn't feel like it because Madrid. The day I went to Madrid, don't worry, guys. Okay, let me no spoilers. But don't be excited about.
Someone asked if you've been to Atlantica. Oh my goodness, Tommy said no.
Madrid, Paris. To be very honest, my worst experience was in Paris, and I do not think I will ever go back to Paris.
Why?
That's
but Paris is where we all want to visit.
Maybe because I had a lot of expectations, right? So, but no. If I on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give Paris a 5.
That's still high.
That's not high. That's very low compared to what everyone thinks.
Okay.
That is it for me. Like I had
Etimwa just said Paris is overrated.
I had very high expectations of Paris, And to be honest,
did you see anyone doing any proposals in Paris or no? Did you see the love? I hear there's this bridge in Paris where people lock their love, like a couple goes. Did you see that bridge? Island of Bridge of Love or something?
I would say the circumstances surrounding my visit must have actually contributed to that. Because the day I was in Paris, I don't know if you guys know Tour de France. That was actually the final day for Tour de France, like the cycling events they do every year in Paris. I don't know if it's every year, but so that was the final. So, and they were ending in Paris. I don't know where it started from. Probably started somewhere else in France. So like the city was in a mess. Like it was like you had lots of security on the road, lots of the military. Yeah, everyone was out there. So like imagine I had planned to go to it took us a journey that was meant to take us like an hour to get to the Eiffel Tower. It took us like 4-5 hours. Like it made no sense.
So did you climb the Eiffel Tower?
Trying to get to this road, you realize that the road is blocked. The metro is not working. It was a mess.
Wow.
It was a big
mess. So how do you answer?
I saw the Eiffel Tower now. So
yeah, I did.
I need to pick that.
How would you go to Paris without the Eiffel Tower?
Exactly. Where did you go to the Louvre? Louvre.
So, secondly, my experience in Madrid. I've had horrible experiences with capital cities. Like, Madrid was also. Well, in Nigerian sense, okay, not in Nigerian sense, like in real sense, it was the ghetto. I don't know if you understand what I mean. It was the ghetto of it for me. So like, I didn't enjoy my stay in Madrid.
Did you
Barcelona is a better place. Barcelona is a better place. So if anyone wants to come to Spain, don't think of Madrid. Forget about the hype. Forget about the hype behind Madrid. Go to Barcelona. One trip I would have loved to make, but I didn't make it, was going to Mallorca. I actually booked my ticket.
Where's Mallorca? Where's that?
That's for like couples. It's not for couples. That place is
wait, Chiagoro, where's Mallorca? Where's Mallorca?
Mallorca is an island in Spain.
Spain.
People actually go for their honeymoon, where couples go for their honeymoon.
So who are you planning to go with?
Sorry?
Who are you planning to go with?
I planned to
spill the tea.
Okay, so it was meant to be like a sort of class trip. So like we told we'll go. Then they were asking for a PCR test, and it was expensive in Spain to do PCR. If not, we already bought our tickets.
Did you go to see Mona Lisa as well in France? The Louvre.
Oh, yes, the Louvre Museum, right? I was there, but unfortunately, because I'm 21, it's not free for me. I had to pay. Like.
Wait.
How old?
So from what age would you pay?
If you're less than 26, then it's free for you. If you're more than
that's a whole advice. So you have to plan your trip to France before 27.
I didn't pay because it made no sense, because when I got to the museum, I had barely 30 minutes. The museum was going to shut down in 30 minutes. And it's a place that you have to spend, you can't actually spend the whole day just exploring. So it made no sense. The lady, initially, I was so disappointed.
How much is the ticket?
She pointed like, you have to pay over there. In my head, I'm like, does this woman think I don't have sense? It's 30 minutes for the museum to close. You want me to go and buy a ticket? I don't remember how much the ticket was, but it was roughly around less than 30 euros. It was less than 30 euros.
30.
So
I see.
For me, I'm traveling on a budget.
It
didn't make any sense.
So exactly. So that thank you. So that brings me to my next question. I'm out. So I'm not a fan of speaking vernacular, but it's like, where do you see the money? So like, how did this money find you when you were trying? Okay, I know you get some stipend like in school and all that, but like aside that, is that always enough after you pay rent, after you pay like all your other bills? Why do you still choose to travel?
To be very honest, I wouldn't say I'm a rich Erasmus student. There are some rich Erasmus students, and that's largely due to the countries that I have been to and I will go to. So unfortunately, I started from the UK. The mother will tell you the UK is really an expensive place, very expensive. So imagine when you have to pay rent of £500 to £600, which is
that's even small. Honestly, I was thinking
you can imagine that. So like it's to be honest, Spain is a fairly good place to live for students. It's not expensive. You can, but France is the best place in Europe.
Really? Wow.
As a student, I have my reasons, because the French government, as a student, they support you, like your rent. There's what they call cruise. So you qualify for cruise, then they give you so if, let's say your rent is 300 euros, at the end of the day, you could be paying 100. The government will subsidize the rest. Yeah.
Wow. That is so nice. UK left the group chat. They ran away from the group chat.
So the French government actually subsidizes for food as well. Like we have restaurants where if you're a student, you pay just, I don't know, like very cheap meal.
It does the discount too.
€1, yeah. Very
Wow.
cheap meals. And
US in the mud.
There are a lot of freebies. Like the French government, they take care of their students. I give that to them. Like actually, Spain doesn't care so much about.
So no, but for you, like when you were traveling, but for you out to like as you were traveling, would you say did you go by train or by flight? How did you plan your trips?
So like in Europe, traveling in Europe, right, is very relatively easy and cheap, right? So like if you book your tickets way ahead of time, like even if you want to fly, it depends because Ryanair this summer you had £5 tickets like to places.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
Right
yes.
now.
Imelda said like right now.
This was like
let me head out. I'm gonna head out.
This was like in May, So also the bus, like if you want to travel around Europe, Flixbus, you have the Flixbus, you have out independent. So they had they also had like €5 tickets. So like they were actually.
But what of the visas?
People actually come to Europe, and some people's mission is to travel like. It's just that because of COVID, like I plan to do more than I have done. So, but like some people actually plan to do like a trip around Europe, and it's very feasible and cheap.
But what of the visa?
My budget was €300, right? And to a large extent, if not for some unforeseen circumstances, right, I was just close to my budget, yes, but. Yeah. Some things happened. I don't know if I can share that, but like yes.
No, it's fine. No, I asked it. So I'm asking like, what of the visas? Like as you keep traveling from country to country within Europe.
That's the good thing about Europe as well. As a student, right? As a student, I only had my Spanish national visa. So what actually happens is that when you get here, you only need an entry visa into Spain as a student, especially if you're going to be studying for more than 6 months for up to a year. So you can apply for the long. They have two types of visa: the short and the long term. So apply for the long term visa. So what happens is that when you come in with that visa, right, you can actually, when you come in, you go to the police station, you apply for what they call they give you a card, a residence permit card, RP. So with that card, it has like I wish I could show you, but my wallet is not here. So it has like it's just like an ID card. Yes, it is an ID card written Spain on it, right? So with that's your pass to any part of Europe, any Schengen region, you can travel without my passport. I don't remember the last time I held my Nigerian passport. It's somewhere I don't even know. So, but like with that,
ouch.
Right? With that card, you can travel anywhere. You can fly anywhere. in Europe,
so you just need to visit any police station in Europe, any police station in whatever country you're in to get the pass.
Well, yes, it depends. Like I said, if you're coming to study in Spain, then you must have a Spanish residence permit, right? Or any part actually. But for me, because when I came in, I didn't, like Imelda said, I didn't fly into Spain directly. I actually flew into France. So my passport was stamped in France, and that's it. So you only need one entry stamp into European Union countries.
Wow.
And it's also one of, for me, I think it's a downside, because no one actually knows that you've been to all these countries. Because you can't.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I have a question that has to do with that, like people knowing where you've been to. And also for you, how did you handle accommodation? I saw pictures of you with your friends. So would you say you stayed with friends, or like how did you pay for accommodation?
Accommodation. It depends. Comfort is one thing. I don't joke with. Well, yeah. People do hostel. Like hostel world is a thing. Like you can do a hostel, right? It's just in hostels. There are hostels for like students, and maybe 3 or 4 in a room, depending on what the arrangement is.
And how much is that?
Well, you can get for as cheap as, depending on this, depends on the city, right? So you can get for as cheap as €10, €15 a night. It really depends. It really depends. But for me, like since we traveled in a group, Airbnb all the way, so it was
cheaper. And then what about food?
Yeah.
What about feeding?
Sorry?
Feeding, like
feeding. Well, obviously, as a tourist, don't expect so much junk all the way.
Junk.
Yeah,
No,
junk food.
in Italy, I actually ate well in Italy because I had to the Italian spaghetti or pasta and gelato. No, now you can't miss that.
Oh, you had gelato, the real
I had
gelato.
gelato.
Nice.
Well, to be very honest, that could be the last part of my traveling. When it comes to food, I'm not so
Adventurous.
I don't explore a lot. Like I don't have to eat a lot of things. I don't want to give you the list. There are a lot of things that I don't eat that you would marvel at if I mentioned them. Cheese is number one. And you can imagine how difficult that is.
Yeah, because cheese is everything. So you say like your feeding, your accommodation, everything, your flight was within 300 euros. That's what you're saying now. Also.
Yes, it was actually. It was.
And did you like how long?
Strict budget. And I had to travel sometimes, through the night. And so it's something. It's what you have. It's what you have to. So you like.
I'm here for that. Yeah, you have to make it work. Because someone said, shout out to you explore with a beer. Like, how would they know if you don't? Like, nobody's going to know you traveled that night. You just got to your destination. So, before.
Okay, well, maybe we'll get to that. I was about to say like how I got deals and all the others. Like,
that's my next question. So, how would you say you secured the best deals?
Initially, when I came to Spain, because in UK, sadly, I didn't do much of traveling because Boris Johnson the lockdown was very serious in the UK then. And so even for me to go to England, it was almost impossible to travel to England.
Mm-hmm.
So, and because I was in Scotland, yes. Mm-hmm. So, when I got to Spain, I realized I knew I wanted to travel. Like, I had lots of places. In fact, like, I wanted to, like, visit every place I could. And in as much as I had to do COVID test as well. But yeah, that's what. So for me, the community was something I had to reach out to, like the community of students that have been in Spain, Erasmus students. So they made me understand, like, because before now I used to just buy tickets without even realizing that, they had, like, in Europe there's what we call blah car, like a carpooling sort of thing. So like, let's say I want to travel to France, I want to travel to Paris tomorrow. They have an app, I can just go there and look for who's going my way. Someone going to Paris, like, person with a car.
Is that not scary? Well, is that not scary, dude? This can be very weird, dude.
For me, it was fun. Like obviously, like it's better than being in a bus. You know, at least you have someone to talk to. You can. It's fun actually. It could be fun.
All these scary movies are entering my head now when they will just drive to one forest.
Interesting.
It could really be fun. Like, so those were the deals. And Ryan, like I think I mentioned Ryan here already. Fixed bus is there for you. Book way ahead of time. Maximize plan your summer. It's sad. I guess I would have made more. I would have saved more because I planned my trip like 2 weeks, a week before actually. So like you can imagine most of the because as the day draws near, your tickets, the prices for tickets shoot up. So it was imagine, Well, I think to a large extent, I maximized my trip and
I'm really happy for you guys. I'm happy, especially for the fact that like it sounds to me like it's easier to travel in Europe than in the US. Even here, I complain all the time about how expensive flight tickets are, how I have to pay for my check-in luggage. I'm like, why is everything so expensive? Even
you always carry check-in from
I don't know how to pack.
You should be asking
now,
where are you using this money?
No, now I know. When I came,
exactly.
Nobody told me.
Like, carry on. Not checking.
No, I mean, Ovia, please can you put your question in the question section so I don't miss it when it's time for Q&A. So nobody told me. I think I budget like $150 or $150 per trip. So I've been to, in the US here, I've been to Texas, Wales, Texas, New York City, and I haven't been to California yet. So exactly. So my trip,
I'm not LA.
Not yet. I was supposed to go there this summer, but something came up, so I came to the DMV area. So I decided to do my passport here instead of doing it still in New York where I stay. So I was like, let me come. So now I've been to Maryland, Washington, Virginia, and I've been blessed to have friends that are here that I can stay with. So I've never had to bother like about accommodation. And even most of them, like, is what they eat, I'll eat. So like, at least I've been lucky in that regard. But Yes, I would say, and anytime we go out to eat, I think food here is a big deal. We have to spend on food here, and then just a little other things. But I think I'm surprised you can use 300 euros. Maybe I should convert that to dollars before I judge. But that's I'm happy. I'm happy. Oh, thank you, Ehime. Yes, I've heard so much about Phoenix, Arizona, but I want to visit the Grand Canyon someday. Oh well, so I want us to play a little traveling game that I tried to curate. So Imelda, will start with you. What's one thing you must not be caught wearing while traveling? Like for me, to be a skirt or maybe flip flops. So what's something you must not be?
An uncomfortable shoe, Jesus. Like when I was in Germany, I don't know who sent me. I was like, let me tell this because it rained the first day I came, so I couldn't tour the city.
Mm-hmm.
I wore one stupid flag. The back of my leg was finished, and I sat down where one guy was playing the guitar. Like, don't worry.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry about what. I just put my hand on you, but don't ever wear an uncomfortable shoe. You will hit yourself. You will not enjoy any bit of what's happening.
Yeah, I agree. And Ahaotu, for you, what's one thing you must not be caught wearing while traveling?
Well, I think I agree with. Generally, I dress like with the weather. Like before I go out, I actually check out the weather. But not when I dress with shorts. Like obviously summer, so I love to be comfortable in my shorts. But I largely agree with you, Imelda, when it comes to shoes. Like you should actually wear something you're very comfortable because you're going to do a lot of walkabout.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. You actually trek. You actually do a lot of. I can say that in Paris. Well, that might be exaggerating to a large extent. But that day, I can say I did how many kilometers? Almost 50 kilometers. I can't, it was actually a lot of walking.
And I hate walking. I hate walking so much.
So imagine you wearing something that you're not comfortable in, like a shoe you're not comfortable in. That's
But for you, what should you not be caught wearing when you're traveling? Ahaotu, for you?
Well, I would say trousers actually. I wouldn't wear trousers. I wear shorts.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, I think for me,
I
skirts.
get obviously, so trousers is a go.
Yeah. Okay, so next question. Do you have any travel rituals? Like for me, I can't sleep the night before I travel, or I can't sleep long hours before I travel, the night before I catch a flight or take the bus. So do you have any travel rituals?
Well, for me, traveling ritual, I would say I don't pack till the night. Till the morning, I'm going to go actually. Yes, I don't pack.
You're a guy, so we'll excuse that.
Wow.
I'm not saying you should do that. That's not advised.
Oh, what do you mean?
Not advised. But I actually don't pack. It's been a thing, right? Even right from school, like packing for university then with Covenant. I pack the morning. That morning I'm going to. That's the morning.
I'm the opposite. I start packing 1 month to
I know. And the funny thing is that then because my aunts always like have a packing list.
Yes, I do. I always have a packing list.
For me, somehow I just have it in my head. This is what you need. Yeah. Put this. But you're
a guy, anyways. You're a guy. Hey, women, we have to.
The downside that most times I will pack. I actually realized that I didn't need most of the things I don't need most of the things I travel with. So yeah.
Imelda, for you, what's a travel ritual for you, Imelda?
For me, it would be I like to check the weight of my carry-on because I do not want any unforeseen expense. Like I even have to buy a personal scale for just my bag.
Yeah. Shout out to Ajala store.
I'll be measuring. And the way the scale works is that you have to minus your weight from
from the
to know how much
the struggle.
It's quite deep, but yes, that's what I do.
Yeah. Okay. So then, would you say you always spend less or above your budget, your travel budget when you travel? Like how much buffer would you advise to give? If if you plan for 300 euros, how much extra should you plan to what's that thing for contingencies? Like how much would you leave as a buffer?
If you plan for 300, your extra contingency should be like 150. If you're being honest, because when you're leaving the country, that's when you now start to find things. Like, I need to get this for a souvenir. Oh my god! Then you're not like, I passed my budget. Yeah. I did that in Germany, and I was so upset with myself when I got home. I was like, why did I buy this stupid bag? Like. This bag is everywhere, but just because it had this German thingy hallmark, and I'm like, oh my god, wow.
So would you say you always spend above your budget every time you travel?
No. In Morocco, I didn't, but I would say for Germany, I did. Jesus, because the agency that was supposed to come and pick me from the airport to my hotel, because I landed very late at night, and if it was an English-speaking country, you understand. I don't speak German. It was creepy to the P. It was so creepy. So I was like, I'm not even going to kill myself here. So I was just pending just not to be caught on guard. Because even in the hotel, if they had to invite one English guy to come and translate, it was that bad. Because I was saying, like, when it was the time for breakfast, and they were thinking I was saying another thing, and it was a whole mess. So I had to, even my Google translator was even messing me up, because normally my tongue is weird. So, nah. So I spent a lot in Germany. Like, today I'm crying in my heart. Yeah.
So for Ahaotu, what about you? You say you spend less on?
Well, to be very honest, like I told you, the budget it's good to like have like additional 50% more. So like Imelda said, if you plan for 300, have 150 more, 150 additional, because there are some really unforeseen circumstances that I don't want to go into. Like you should actually mess up.
You don't want to go into this thing.
Some lessons are not friendly. Some lessons are
really not friendly, especially when you're the only one in a new country. That's not cool.
And excuse anywhere. It's not enable. So you have to do that. And also, for me, language is a big issue as well. You should be very, very conscious of that. Google Translator or Google Translate is my best friend. Like over time, I think he understands me so well because I've lived in Spain. So like, even when I moved to France, I switched to French. So I thought I could understand French because we did French like 7-8 years of our lives in school, but more nothing.
Yeah.
So Google was my best friend in terms of like translating things and all that. Yeah. So
okay, we have 2 more questions before we try to take questions from our lovely audience that have been holding it down in the comment section. So what's more important for you? Well, I think I know the answer to this already, because both of you said food is not a big deal for you. So I would say you guys prioritize sightseeing and tourism over the food. Like, you guys don't feel like it's necessary to experience a new country through food.
Capture the moments. Capture the very beautiful moments.
Yeah.
The moment. The
right there.
That the 30-second smile behind the thing, just capture it.
Yeah.
So you just did that. Yes, that is.
And there's something my dad used to say.
That's my picture you're seeing. You don't know the
pain behind. It's your mind, exactly. I also feel food is actually important. Actually, even though I'm not that adventurous, but I try. Of course. No, I think so. I mean, I'm not too adventurous, but if I have to try something, I will. And there's something my dad used to say. Anytime we travel and want to sleep, maybe because of the jet lag, he's like, you didn't travel here to come and sleep. You didn't travel to come and make egusi. You did not travel to come and eat rice and stew. So like,
why are you wasting your money? If you're going to stay in the hotel, why did you come? Honestly, because you could have stayed in a hotel in the country you were already in. You come and stay. No. You have to get your ass up and move. Just be moving around. Even if you don't have money, just walk down that street.
Yeah, exactly. Even street food. I mean, I think you can also experience a new country through like food on the street and all that. Okay, last but not the least, tell us something about you that's not on your LinkedIn. We'll start with you, Imelda. Sorry for putting you on the spot.
I was quite unaware. That's not on my LinkedIn. Okay, I don't think I mentioned that I like fashion styling on my LinkedIn.
You did. So, you did in the first 5 minutes of this live. You were like, I like fashion and travel. Nope. Next, another try again.
LinkedIn now. You said LinkedIn.
Okay, something we don't know about you.
Okay.
You're a YouTuber.
I have a new YouTube channel. I talk about everything: travel, saving, technology. I love to use like new technology.
Do you want to put in the comment section what's the name of your YouTube channel?
Imelda Godswill, like Imelda, my name, Imelda Godswill.
Okay. And for you, so what's something we don't know about you? What's at the back of your resume? What's not on your LinkedIn?
I've been thinking about it. I'm just trying to think about it because I think I'm an open book. Everything about me is out there, really. So, but like one thing, I guess some of you already know. I was on the journey to teaching myself how to play the guitar. So because I don't know how to play any musical instrument, and I think that's not a good thing. Yes. I actually was learning to play the guitar, but unfortunately, I couldn't fly with it thanks to British Airways. I couldn't travel with my.
I said you here on our last IG live. No, please don't use British Airways.
I have to buy a seat
separately. Oh no, how do you pay for it for all these instruments?
You had to buy a seat.
Which because like, come on.
Why would you buy a
other
seat?
Airlines. I've flown other airlines. It wasn't the case. So I was very disappointed. And to cut the long story short, I think like I messed up. I should have just showed up with it. Because someone actually showed up with it.
Oh, you were trying to follow the hard and fast road.
I left my own at home and I traveled down.
Or like the true path. Wow, that's so sad.
I hope they would have shown up with some bills for you too. Ta-da!
Well, that's fine that day anyways. In terms of airlines, yeah, I don't blog about it, but I love like aviation industry. I love planes. I love flying. I know a lot about airlines. I can sit down with you discuss everything you want to know about any airline.
Someone said that Ryanair is a paper plane.
Keeping like something I like doing is like, although I'm still I'm a young flyer, with time I believe I will accumulate miles. So before I fly any airline, that's very important to me. I have to make sure that it's like, because they have like network of, that's also something people should know. Like when you fly, try to fly Iberia, try to fly an airline. They have like they call it I've forgotten the right word for it, but like they have like you can accumulate your mileage. You can accumulate your mileage so such that if you fly KLM and Air France, they are both the same airline. So like the way they all work, such that when you fly one airline, try to fly a partner of that airline, such that over time you can accumulate your mileage and you can get discounts, you can upgrade your flights.
KLM told me about that. I was like, what was that? I didn't even understand what they were trying to do.
If you're a prepared flyer, try and get that. I have that for British Airways. I have that with KLM. I think that's all for now. So but with time I try to.
I think we have come to the end of this IG Live, guys. Thank you so much for choosing to come. Any last words or advice to anyone planning to still travel this summer or this Christmas? Do you have any last words for them? Especially
get vaccinated. Get ready for like a lot of COVID tests, which I had to do, and sadly,
a lot.
Point cut my stomach. But yeah, I'm much better. I'm much better.
For you, Imelda, any last words?
So try and get vaccinated as soon as you can. I am not vaccinated yet, and maybe towards the end of the year I should get vaccinated. So yeah, try and make your life easy, because if you're not vaccinated, you still keep doing the test up and down. But in Europe, you don't have the COVID vaccine passport. I don't know what they call it anyway. So
COVID vaccination card. And Imelda, any last words for anyone planning to still travel this summer or this Christmas?
Yeah, I would say make at least one connection in any country you go to, because like in every country I've been to, I have like one person I still talk to and just keep tabs on. In Dubai, in Morocco, in Venice, and Germany, because I couldn't speak German, I couldn't even be bothered to be honest. But like every country that spoke English to me as well. So yes, it's really important, because it just makes you feel more like a global citizen. Like you please have someone you know in countries you've been to. It's really cool.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, and this question is for me. So I get this a lot of people are like, every time I'm so excited to like record or like video a moment or capture a moment, they're like, no, live in the moment. So for you guys who also travel and take pictures, would you disagree with them would you agree with them that, to me, I feel like even taking the pictures is still being in the moment. Like even taking that video to me is still being in the moment. So for you, would you say you just wanted to, I mean, to me, because I feel like if I don't take a picture, then it never happened. If I don't take a video, then it never happened.
Exactly.
So,
I live through my videos and pictures.
Exactly.
I even tell my staff, when I get to the place, I'm like, okay, first 20 minutes, scatter the picture and videos now. Yeah. And after the first 20 minutes, I'm like, keep everything enjoying. So I really share my time. Yeah. So that, because it's very essential, because especially in Morocco, I noticed that I was actually watching my own self go to the event, because I wasn't really there, especially when I went to the Majori Garden by this guy. What's his name?
Picasso.
No, Majori Garden, whatever. It was a very beautiful garden, and I didn't really enjoy it because I was looking through my phone, all through. Like I was like, I should have actually enjoyed it, because now I'm enjoying it through my pictures, but I just feel I would have harnessed more of the nature and the beauty of the place more. So for me, if you come, obviously when you come, you're so excited and you just want people to see what you're seeing. So I would say give yourself if you're going to spend 3 hours in that place, give yourself at least, and if the place is so big and very fine, the first 1 hour, take all your pictures, take all the videos, then the last 2 hours, enjoy it.
Okay, and how too for you? Like,
well, for me, I would say,
what's the best way to live in the moment?
Get the best pictures. Like, I love pictures as well. But in as much, I think I have a love-hate relationship with pictures. I just take them and, I just don't want to take again. So, like, I have people like, oh, come and take pictures, because, like, sometimes I don't like it, like, keep taking pictures, like, I just capture the best of the moments and, that's it for me.
Okay, so I will take, so there, some people have asked a few questions, but I think we've answered some. So Explore with BY asked, how do you budget and save towards traveling as a student? I think we answered at the beginning of this live. Maureen asked about what's the cost of the Schengen visa, any agency recommendations. Did we answer that? I think Imelda threw some light on it. What agency did you use for the Schengen visa?
For UK, you just like for UK, how the Schengen visa works if you're traveling from UK to Europe is that the first country you want to visit, for instance, mine was France, but because of the red listing, I couldn't go to France. So the next country I wanted to visit was Italy. And this would have been in your itinerary when you're filling the form or whatever. So, for instance, you want to visit Spain first. So you have to Google Spain consulate in UK. Then you go to the closest office to you and you apply via them. This means that you have to enter Spain first, except for like obvious reasons which you can't, and you still have to travel on those dates. But you just need to, because it will make things easier and they won't suspect you for fraud. Because I had to stay like for 2 hours in Italy airport because they were suspecting. I don't even know why they were still suspecting, because I've already told them France is really, I don't want to be quarantined. But so just to reduce all that talking.
Imelda, someone is asking that they can't find your YouTube channel. Is Imelda Godswill, right?
Yes, Imelda Godswill.
Okay. Let me.
You said you wrote Goodwill.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was typing fast. So Ovie asks, what would you recommend as an appropriate amount to fully maximize your trip around the EU?
Okay. Well, I think that depends again on where you're visiting and the kind of person you are, right? It depends on like a lot of factors. Yeah, if you have people there too, that's one thing I forgot to mention. Always strive to go to a city where you know someone. You know that thing of don't buy anything from here. Let's go to this shop. Like, like when you know someone in the place, like the person gives you the best of deals, tells you where to buy stuff.
I agree.
Like, always try to go to a city, because for me, that could also be one of the reasons I didn't enjoy Paris. Like, I don't think
you didn't know anybody.
Sad. If I had asked, I know, but like when I went to Nantes, when I went to Nantes, a city in France, I actually enjoyed myself there because it was a CU community, like 6 students, all CU people. So it was
okay.
Because I got to like meet a lot of people and they took us around. It was fun. So go to a city, and so I think that depends on a lot of things. Like it depends on a lot of.
And Reme asked as well, like, how do you stay safe, especially with long distance ride shares? Like the ride shares talked about, like how do you manage this security?
Well, it depends. Obviously, it depends on the kind of cities you're visiting. Well, in general, in Europe, especially France is like, in terms of the black community, it's like very black friendly in that sense. Like there are lots of people around, lots of black persons, like even more than in Spain. And I don't think you want to go to any city that no one has ever heard of, right? Some people actually love that because like then they can be more quiet or whatever. So, but yeah, I think it depends. It depends. Just try as much as you can. But also, when you go in a group, like, although some people wouldn't agree with this, some people like to travel solo. I don't know why. Yeah, but like, if I think
it is me.
But if you travel in a group, I guess you'll be more security conscious, less or more security conscious.
Yeah, you'll be less security conscious.
Yeah, and then Imelda, someone asked, how do you handle racism? Sorry, did you experience racism while traveling?
I've never experienced it. I've heard stories, right?
How do you even experience it? Like, even if you do, how does that affect your trip?
Especially traveling, I actually thought I would experience it.
So sometimes it could be very stressful, right? You may actually not.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true.
You realize that, oh God, was I profiled? That's when you ask yourself if you were. So, like,
there was a weird encounter I had in Germany. So when I was in the airport, there was this guy. I was on a mask, so he removed another mask and just gave me. And I was wondering, is there something wrong, man? Why are you giving me? I didn't get the gist.
Sometimes it's very short too, and also depends on places. Some places you're more likely to be profiled in some places.
Yeah.
In France is like I said, it's very open to the Black community. So like it's really good in France. I didn't experience, and I had very lovely, like all the Airbnb places I stayed, right, were like hosted by like foreigners, and they were really lovely and very nice persons. Very nice persons. So like, yeah, I've had good experiences, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay, we're right on clock. I'm trying. I don't want it to like cut off on us, but thank you so much, Imelda. Thank you so much, Chigi, for like coming on my show on my IG live. I'm really grateful. Thank you for sharing your experiences. Thank you. I would also now be like, I wasn't really planning to ever visit Europe, but I think I can have the courage and confidence to plan towards it now. So thank you so much. And I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Thank you, guys. And to everyone who joined us on the live today, we see you. Shout out to all of you. Thank you for holding on the comment section. I just released another episode today. Please go listen, download, like, subscribe, rate, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys on Instagram, I guess. Again. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.